Hello guys. You guys will not imagine that after all my plentiful research, I found I'm doing very okay without a mic. So today I'm micless. I'm just using the normal mic that comes with what do we call it? Just a minute. I'm trying to set this up. Yeah. So I'm just using the regular mic without an external microphone is what I'm trying to say. So I tested it earlier and I found it's working pretty good. I could hear everything and I was like, goodness me. But there's a time I think I had not set up well, which is why I thought I needed to add an external one. But after playing around with the settings some, I think it was set up. It managed to get set up okay. So I know the background music doesn't usually sound the best, but for now, you guys bear with me. We're just going to work with what we have. Okay, what I need to tell you guys is that if it becomes a regular thing, yeah, I'll get the one of the apps that is used for going live. So you guys can come on in, we're live. I'm going to tell you something about a post I just saw this morning that uh, kind of confused me. I even almost lost track of what I had planned to come and share with you guys, but that will come later. Let me wait for you guys to come in. so ironic how after struggling so much with sound, I found it's so okay without even using a mic. But anyway, we learn through all these things. Okay, if I want to have any kind of music in the back, I can't put on the mic, but I found the sound is pretty okay. So and I was like, it's a pastor I watch from South Africa, and he had this alert. It had come out 16 minutes ago before I saw it at that 10. That's some minutes to 10, and it was actually something calling for prayer for Kenya, and I was quite disturbed by the message he had. And I said that I was going to mention it to you guys, and I'm going to put that link for that message. It's a 3 minute thing, but Kenya, we need to pray. It's very sobering. We really need to pray. So yeah, I'll drop that link in the description box. You guys can check it out. But for those who fast, consider fasting, consider praying. It's something that we really need to take seriously from the way I had it, really. Mm. Something national, Yeah, I won't say so much. You guys will see it for yourselves. I'll drop the link. So what I was planning to bring to you guys is like a continuation of what we were talking about yesterday, about controlling, taking control of your day, and not missing out on the rewards of well managed time. But I'm finding like my mind is so it's kind of distracted because of that message I just listened to. It's kind of freaky when you hear like, something negative looks like it's on the horizon. Okay, anyway, the thing that I was going to share with you guys today is the tendency of energy to dissipate and go from a state of order to one of disorder. As in, the message is that if you don't intentionally harness time and energy, unless you command it, you tell it what to do, you order what you want to see happening, you can end up missing the life. You may never experience the life of significance that God has purposed for you. In other words, we should not just let things happen, we should make them happen. And like in my case, I've always thought like, you don't need to be a pushover, you don't want to be so, um, like arrogant but there's actually a difference between arrogance and knowing what you want and going for it. Because all this timidity that's excessive can be very misleading as well. You might think like you're, you know, being humble and that's a good thing. But if that humility is causing you not to be able to stand up for what it is you believe in, then it becomes a hoax. It's no longer like legit. You see, you lose out. And we're not here to be cowards and to freak out and be unable to go after what it is we want in life. So I understood what was meant in this passage. Like, don't be afraid to go after what you believe in. Because many times what we do, when you actually do say, kaa mbaya mbaya, that in Kiswahili is like, if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. I'm going to take a chance. What happens when you do that, most of the time, you find that you are actually blocking your blessing by the fear. I don't know if you guys are getting what I mean. So like, don't be afraid to go after what it is you want, and we should be wary not to miss out on the rewards of well managed time. Because like order sounds like maybe you're really planning too much and you're restricting yourself, but actually order is what gives you the freedom to be creative. You get a certain peace of mind when things are going in an organized way. There's no that rush that comes with last minute stuff. I thought that was something good to ponder on. So let me try and focus. Yeah, I got quite thrown off as I was telling you guys. So I was reading that order gives you peace of mind, yeah? That you need to tune into those ideas and to ponder and put into action whatever plans you're getting in your mind, yeah? So without order, you get distracted. We get so distracted with the cares and concerns of life, and you find that you cannot still your voice enough to, you know, hear God's voice or hear whatever spirituality you use to guide you, whatever thoughts, however you organize your thoughts. So, and it's so true because you see, like, look at how easily I've become distracted today. It's not really easily because it's a bit of a strong word and it's something that, yeah, it's worth uh, shaking your plans over. I'm not saying it's a small thing by any small means, but if I had not arranged or put down plans for going live today and I had, if it was something sudden that I was just going to do impromptu, I can assure I wouldn't have come on because I'm feeling kind of flustered even now as I'm doing it. So, the things that come up very easily beset us and throw us off our schedule. If, for instance, you had not put order in place, you know. So, yeah, we get distracted with the cares and concerns of this life. And, you need a lot of imagination to see your future, to see where you would like to be. And it's actually impossible to imagine when you're overextended and stressed. Your head is really so clogged up, you can't think up. It's like trying to be creative when you're under pressure. You normally find it's next to impossible. So taking control of your day and putting order in it is a nice thing to keep reminding ourselves regularly. And I find like there's so much happening. If you don't wake up knowing exactly what you want to do, it's like going into the supermarket without a list. If you're anything like me and you remember everything you need when you see it, yes, you need the thing, but if you haven't put it down like a priority, there are cases when you just need to leave it because over shopping can really, mess you up later on with other things that you're required to do with those same finances. So scheduling time to purposefully paint the canvas of your life, as she says, by investing in creative dreaming is key. It's very priority. Stop to think and order your day so that you can have time and peace when you need it. An interesting principle is that form follows thought, yeah? So, what we tend to forget is that the shape of our lives is a product of that thought. So, if your thought was haphazard, Guess what the following result will look like? Yeah. Hey Aspire, welcome to the live. How you doing? Been a minute. I hope you're keeping well. Did you sort out the issue? We have Susan Copeland in the house. Hey Susan, welcome to the live. You can leave me running in the background, Susan. We're hoping guys are coming in. So she goes on to say form. She goes on to say how form follows thought. Yeah, and the shape of your life is a product of that thought. So when you structure your time, it's like you structure your thoughts as well, right? For they provide the structure for your life. So the key thing that I thought was really good to share is that she said we need to know when to take hold of an idea and run with that idea, and when to wait and let it mature. That requires wisdom, and you need to know what you're doing there. So know when to take hold of an idea and run with it, and know when to wait and let it mature until it has ripened. Get God's timing, discern God's order. And these are things which now require meditation and spending a lot of time in prayer, because some of these things don't just drop on you. You need to take time to cultivate them and understand these things. It's not a quick thing, you know. So she gave this nice example of how farmers prepare their fields. You till the soil, he has all these neat rows and plants his seeds in straight lines according to their kind. And then of course, in his mind, he knows what he's planted, even if he can't immediately see it, right? So as he continues to cultivate and prune and till the land, fertilizing and all of that, then finally the harvest gets ready. Now, even in harvesting, the crop is bountiful, but even in harvesting, he must be mindful, because there's a possibility that he can destroy what he's worked so hard to grow. You see? So in order to maximize the yield of his labor, he needs to gather and store his produce, because there are things which you're able to keep for months, the crops depending. And likewise, even though we continually get increase, we have to watch. We have to watch over what we have planted, protect it, and harvest it at the right time. Don't go too soon. Don't go too late after it has spoiled. So this sensitivity to know what to do when is really a key thing to develop, and it's pretty tough actually. So she goes on to say we should not underestimate the importance of not just the importance and the rewards of doing all things mindfully and in order. All things. So it's this is how we achieve excellence and become people of virtue, doing all things mindfully and in order. Honor and order are closely related. That's actually true. That's something I've seen for myself. Honor and order are actually related. If you order your conduct right, God will delight in you and show you his salvation. Conversely, if you delight in the Lord, he will order your steps. So it kind of works both ways, yeah? You do this, it goes like this. You do the other, it goes like this. So yeah, honor and order are closely related. That is true a point. There's a verse I know that says the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. So that is more or less in the same vein. The rewards of order are many. It may seem daunting, if not exhausting, to establish a greater degree of order in your life. That may feel impossible if you feel you're already overstretched. Yeah, that is so true, because the times I'll run in the door, I'm so worn out. I'm dropping things all over the place. I can't wait to just get into the shower and unwind and then later on, it's still me that's going to have to come and just clear up and go through all of that. Like, it's like doing the same thing twice. And the overstretch that you are feeling now becomes double duty, so to speak. And that's just a quick example. It works the same like in your business ventures, in any work that you might be doing. What looks like a shortcut ends up becoming to our detriment. So she goes on to say taking time to order your day should not be an additional burden or one more to-do list in your list of duties and responsibilities. Order will ease your load and free your mind for greater peace, joy, and creativity. Take a look at this short list of benefits that you will reap by more effectively ordering your day. So she goes on to list these things. Sense of control, yeah. There's no that abrupt, sudden things popping up that you need to do which make you and feel more overstretched. A sense of purpose, increase in productivity, yeah. When you do things in an orderly way, we all know. Greater focus and flow of accomplishments. An environment of creativity, yeah, that's the one which I was mentioning to you guys a bit earlier when we were starting. When you do things on a whim, you jump into this, in the middle of it, you jump into the other. You remember, oh my goodness, I had this planned. I was going to a PTA meeting. I was doing this. I needed to go to the gym. You end up not doing anything or doing bits of everything, which in the long run is of no use. Strength to overcome those little foxes that spoil the vine. I know. And I know that one. Little foxes that spoil the vine. They just creep in. So let me go through that list for you again. A sense of control. These are the benefits you will reap by more effectively ordering or a sense of control, a sense of purpose, increase in productivity, an environment of creativity, greater focus and flow of accomplishments, and strength to overcome those little foxes that spoil the vine. These little things that come in to mess you up as you're trying to shine, you know? By the way, I'm really hoping you guys are hearing me because, as I told you, I'm not on the mic, the external mic. I'm just using the laptop's mic. I did a test today and it was clear, but maybe it sounded clear on my end and it isn't. Uh, what is that? That rock. Okay, that is a bit noisy. Put down the volume a bit. So there are times you look at your life and wonder, is it possible to remove this chaos that just seems to surround you all the time? We all get that feeling at times where everything just seems not to be making a whole lot of sense. So there are two things you can do as you seek to move towards some clarity. Yeah? One of the first ones is to unclutter your environment. This is one thing a lot of us already do. Like anytime you're feeling even just stressed by work and other stuff, when you come home and you arrange a portion of the house or a certain room, you know how that makes you feel. You get this a lot of satisfaction from doing it. So your environment, whether at home or in the office, tidy your immediate surroundings, and once you've cleared like your desk or your room, it's a nice time to pause for a moment and unclutter your mind. You do it consciously, but even as you just look at that space that you've sorted out, there's this kind of clarity and peace that you feel, just your normal house cleaning chores. So, one thing that you can do now, from what I read, is you do it consciously. You pause and actually unclutter your mind very consciously. Stay still until you feel like you're gaining some clarity on what feels like it's really important in your present moment. Like you could be having a list of things to do and they vary in degrees of importance, but that would be a nice time in the course of or when you're completed with clearing and decluttering a particular section. Then take that moment to deliberately focus your mind on those things that are giving you confusion or some uncertainty, and that is a time when you can find that you're receiving clarity. I haven't tried this one, but I'm definitely going to put it into practice. This deliberately pausing and stilling your thoughts to gain clarity during that time. Usually, I would do it maybe later in the day after I've done the cleaning in the morning, or But yeah, that's something worth trying, I believe. And she was emphasizing that you don't really need to wait until every area of your external environment is totally organized. That was my problem because I would wait. I would be like, I have to run through everything first and then now, you know, try and get my thoughts in order. So she recommended you don't wait until every area of your external environment is totally organized. Instead, create pockets of order where you can clear your mind and order your thoughts in between as you're going on with your stuff. Just pause. Once you've done this area, stop. Give yourself time in your mind to go over issues, and your immediate atmosphere and environment will go far to enhance the order that you're able to establish in, you know, your sphere of influence. I think that's a nice thing to try out. And of course, practicing clearing your head by journaling or meditation, those are also things that help. When you're like in such a full space, you notice that it's really hard to meditate or think clearly. So that's a good thing as well. She says, find a place where you can usher in the peace of God by quieting your mind through worship. Yeah, some good worship music always goes such a long way. Let me read that one for you verbatim. Practice clearing your mind by journaling or meditating on scripture. Find a space where you can usher in the peace of God by quieting your mind through worship. Dump dump the distractions that try and push their way into your inner sanctuary by making lists and putting plans on paper to do later. Of course, yeah, all of us are to do list people, and for sure, those lists work wonders. No lie. So, how are you guys preparing for Christmas? Have you guys begun? Have you gotten your offs, breaks from work and the like? I have not planned anything yet. Uh, yeah, it's still a bit early, but we'll see how it goes. This is my version of Vlogmas. I wasn't too sure when I began how it was going to go, so I didn't want to label it Vlogmas or anything, and there wasn't really anything I was doing that was really interesting, like I could take guys along on. So if I do happen to go to a place that is nice to show, of course I'll show that. I'll probably do the live there. Otherwise, yeah, this is what we are going to do for December, more or less. I still haven't decided whether it's an everyday thing, actually, even now. It might do it for a week or two and then take a break, or maybe we'll go for 3 weeks, who knows. We'll see how it works out. But yeah, anything interesting that comes up, definitely I'll document it for you guys. Otherwise, for now, we just chill out and do our reviews. So there's something interesting she said, and that is when you're ready, put all your cast each care. This is the way she put it. Cast each care on the Lord one by one. Like when you've gone through everything and you can actually tabulate, this is what's bothering me, this and this is what's giving me a hard time. Cast each care on the Lord one by one, knowing that God is hearing your prayers and watching over His word to perform it. I've grown up hearing that, not really grown up because it didn't start when I was very young, but that praying the Bible, praying like God's word back to Him is super effective because it's like you're reminding Him, hey, you said this here, you said this here, and He is indebted to perform it. So God is hearing your prayers, that's what it says here, and watching over His word to perform it. Jesus said, and whatever you ask in my name, I will do. that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If you ask anything in my name, I will do it. And John encouraged us by writing in John 14:13-14, now this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask according to his will, he hears us. So as we're trying to be orderly, we're in his will, and he will hear us. And we're told to ask without doubt. So that's what we'll do. That if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And if we know that he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we have asked of him. Be still and know that he is God. Psalm 46 verse 10. Be still and know that he is God. What a comforting scripture. And even as we think about that message I told you guys about in the beginning, I started with telling you guys that I heard a word from Dr. Ian Glovu. I don't know how many of you guys watch him. He's a very powerful man of God in South Africa, and he had something to say about Kenya that was very sobering. I'm going to put that link for you guys down in the description, and it would be very good for you to watch what he had to say. It's a brief 3 to 5 minute word, very, very sobering. It's short, but it's very sobering. It will require us to pray for ourselves. It's about Kenya, so it's for ourselves. You would do well to check it out when you can at the end. Yeah. So be still and know that he is God for sure. He is watching out for us, even sending help from and warnings from other nations. Good stuff. Focus on doing what you know you should be doing, and let God do his part without doubting if he will or not. They say, focus on what you know you should do, and let God do his part without doubting if he will or not. Like when you do this, God will finish up. You've done your part, the rest you're leaving it to God. Know he's going to do it. Don't have doubts, don't be afraid and you're doing it half-heartedly. No. Know that he's going to do it. I love that. So much to hold on the love, but it's fast to the forces above us light. Holding on to this present time. Inspired by the ones that were left behind us. Fell for the light of a falling sky. Crying to the forces above this light. So much to the consequence. More to the love, but it's fast and nice time. Much for the light from a forest. Light to the forces above us light. Oh, rejoice in this present sight. Inspired by the ones that were left behind us. Fell for the light of a forest sky. Light to the forces above this light. Light so much to the forces. To the fold of the love, but it's fast and nice time. So much That one was nice. I'll replay.
We want to start by just thanking our fans so much for getting us on Spotify Rap. Thank you all for listening.
Oh, as you guys can see, my DJing skills are pretty rotten, but we will work.
Always on my mind, could be alone, never far from sight. As far as we go, through the darkest night, always brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright, no matter where you go. Always on my mind, I could be alone, never far from sight. As far as we go, through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright. I'm in love with no place, no place, second place. If I'm mysterious soul, that the full days and pathways, straight for the state of mind. Sipping strange water, the south says, looking for my soul in the haze pine. I'm kinda go through this heartbreak, as my heart shakes like the winds in a baseline. The girl goes too soon, swing by the light. It gets better, but also change like the weather. Feel like a song you can't remember. See you in December, so you'll be coming home. Soon after you'll be gone away. Where you go? Always on my mind. I could be alone. Never far from sight as far as we go. Through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright, no matter where you go. Always on my mind. I could be alone, never far from sight as far as we go. Through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright now. And try to delay, but days take. Find myself locked up. Can't escape, there's no way. Now, holding by the mistake. Mistakes like chips on a small line. Text to pay for lost time. Build yourself up from whatever's left over. The parts that stay behind. gets better. That also change like the weather. Like a song you can't remember. See you in December, so tomorrow you'll be coming home. Soon after you'll be gone away. Where you go? Always on my mind. I could be alone. Never far from sight as far as we go. Through the darkest, all the things you peace. I know we'll be alright no matter where you go. Always on my mind. I could be alone. Never far from sight as far as we go. Through the darkest night, I hope it brings me peace of mind. I know we'll be alright now.
So guys, if you're Kenyan, I would really urge you to watch that word that I'm attaching in the description box. You know, it's refused to come out of my head from the moment I saw it. I knew it was so close to my going live that I didn't get to digest too much of it. I'm still digesting it as, and I wanted to start on time, so I just came on with it in my head, just filling my mind, and I'm still just trying to absorb it and think about it. And wow, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to actually mention what he said because, yeah, it's about an attack, and we went through one some years back, and I was actually in the office when that thing went off, and I still remember. It's such a long time ago, but I remember it, and it's not rosy. It's not something you want to think about going through. Not the kind of thing you would like to live through a second time, even a first. Actually, it's yes. There's nothing fun in it, so we really need to pray. In fact, he was calling guys to pray and fast, not just pray, praying and fasting, like for 7 days. He had warned guys, I think earlier, because I found it. The message was 16 minutes in, which was pretty early, very impromptu. So I am definitely going to take part in that. Yeah, I think because he's a guy I've listened to for a couple of years, I've come to find him as credible as my own prophet, the one John Haggai that I'm always telling you guys about. There are men of God who are credible and worth listening to when they put out an alert. So yeah, so it left me feeling quite shook. And it's weird how 10 years plus can feel like yesterday because I remember that one I lived through very vividly, and it's how many years ago? Is it 10, 12, 15? I don't know. It's been a while. Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave you guys to go on with the music. Share me out if you can, whoever is able. It's a list that's already playing. You know what I wanted? I was looking for something with vocals today, so I found a playlist that has no copyright, and that's what I'm using. So if you guys hear a bit of rock and some funny things that I don't look like I would listen to, I don't. But I wanted some vocals, and I thought I would just play it and see how it goes. It's not coming out in the live the way it would be if, like, I could get it just direct, but it helps because I'm not talking continuously, so in between there we can't just be having silence. Yeah, that kind of sounds like rock. I think I am going to for that particular one. You know how it is with playlists. There's no like you don't have a guarantee of what's coming up. You can't really tell, so you just try. Yeah, yeah, you just try. So you guys, even the non-Kenyans, pray for us. Pray for Kenya. And you're hearing. I told you that word came from a South African pastor. He's very attached to Kenya. He has very many words for Kenya actually. So he would know. He gets many messages for us. It's strange. I don't really know why it left me feeling like that.
Shit makes that super bass got boom, boom. Got DJ live on Kurt Cobain, boom, boom. Shit makes that super bass got boom, boom. Got DJ live on Kurt Cobain, boom, boom. Shit makes that shit makes that super bass got boom, boom. Got DJ live on Kurt Cobain, boom, boom. Makes that super bass got boom, boom. Got DJ live on Kurt Cobain, boom, boom. Shit makes that desde que te vi, yo me enloquecí. Buscaba una así y por fin te conseguí. Desde que te yo me enloquecí, buscaba una así y por fin te conseguí. Y ahora mi corazón no estás y ya no quiero a nadie más. Digo que quiero pasarla, mamacita, vámonos de fiesta. Y ahora mi corazón no estás y ya no quiero a nadie más. Digo que quiero pasarla, mamacita, vámonos de fiesta. Desde que te vi, buscaba una así. Desde que te vi, buscaba una así y por fin te conseguí. que te vi, yo me enloquecí. Buscaba ahora sí y por fin te conseguí. Desde que te vi, yo me enloquecí. Buscaba ahora sí y por fin te conseguí. Y ahora mi corazón tú estás y ya no quiero a nadie más. Contigo que quiero pasarla, mamacita, vámonos de fiesta. Y ahora mi corazón tú estás y ya no quiero a nadie más. Contigo que quiero pasarla, mamacita, vámonos de fiesta. Desde que te vi, buscaba ahora sí. Desde que te vi, buscaba ahora sí. Y por fin te conseguí. Desde que te vi, yo me enloquecí. Buscaba ahora sí y por fin te conseguí. Desde que te vi, yo me enloquecí. Buscaba ahora sí y por fin te conseguí. Y ahora mi corazón tú estás y ya no quiero a nadie más. Digo que quiero pasarla, mamacita, vámonos de fiesta. Pero en mi corazón tú estás y yo no quiero a nadie más. Contigo que quiero pasarla, mamacita, vámonos de fiesta. Desde que te vi, buscaba ahora sí. Desde que te vi, buscaba ahora sí. Y por fin te conseguí. Desde que te vi, yo me enloquecí. Buscaba ahora sí y por fin te conseguí. Desde que te vi, yo me enloquecí. Buscaba ahora sí y por fin te conseguí. Y ahora mi corazón tú estás y ya no quiero a nadie más. Contigo que quiero pasarla, mamacita, vámonos de fiesta. Y ahora mi corazón tú estás y yo no quiero a nadie más. Contigo que quiero pasarla, mamacita, vámonos de fiesta. Desde que te vi, buscaba ahora sí. Desde que te vi, buscaba ahora sí. Y por fin te conseguí.
So as we wind up, guys, let me share with you that order comes early. Order comes early. God is an early riser. The Bible is full of references of his prophets and saints rising early, to pray and hear God's voice. It says that God is notorious for waking his followers early in the morning to give them instructions, insights, or warnings. So for those who seek to be used of God, you should be willing to rise early. You know what is said about that 3 a.m. hour? Many guys call it the witching hour, but it's initially, I believe that first of all it was God's hour, because that's when a lot of people hear plans for their lives, what to do. If you can wake up at that hour to pray, usually it ends up becoming a very rewarding habit for many. So yeah, she says God is notorious for waking his followers early in the morning to give them instructions. Soldiers are ever alert and ready to respond to orders. The bugle blows early because battles are won through the preparations done in the early hours of the day, especially the spiritual battles. So learn to love the dawn, for there is power in the rising of the sun. And she writes the sun of S-O-N, not Jua, not sunshine. And then she goes on to say, however, praying early does not only refer to the hour of a day. It refers to praying far in advance of something happening, before a situation escalates. We are back to the example of the prophet I opened with. Guys, oh my goodness. He told guys to pray and fast now, this week, to ward off. To do what? To ward off. You don't need to wait for the thing to happen. Part of praying proactively rather than reactively is praying early. If we close there, we've said way more than enough. That is enough said, you know? I'm not sure what that is, but okay, I think that's a problem. Guys, we've come to the end of our live. So remember, good things come to those who rise early. So rise early and be orderly in your day, in your life, actually. God bless, guys. See you next time. See you tomorrow, actually. Not next time. See you tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow.